1 is talking about relations and functions. So we're going to start to do some stuff with relations and functions. Okay? A relation is a pairing of numbers in one set. So like an x and y coordinate is a relation. Okay? A domain is my inputs, okay, which are usually my x values, are always my x values. So my domain is like how far does it go on the x-axis, okay, or what are the numbers that are on the x-axis. And my range is my y values or my outputs. So how far is it going up and down, or what numbers is it in the y spots, okay. So a function means that each input, there's exactly one output. So in order for something to be classified as a function, each input has exactly one output, only one.
Oh my gosh.
Okay? We're going to do a lot of, it's really not terrible. We're going to do tons of examples today, and we're going to talk about all these words almost every time. Okay? So here, it gives us the ages and lengths of 5 alligators. Okay? Age is represented by what?
Years.
Years in what value is that?
Domain.
Domain, my x, my input, yes?
Yeah.
Length is what?
Input. Oh no, range.
Range, which is my
Output.
output, okay? So here's my input. When they're this many years old, this is what I get out, okay? So basically, kind of like you, right? If you're 4 years old, are you gonna be shorter or taller than if you're 12 years old? Shorter. So same concept. When I input the age, I get a smaller length out, okay? So what are all the input values in this table?
2, 4, 5.
Good, yes. So my input or my domain, okay, is 2, 4, 5, and 7. You don't have to repeat it if it happens twice. What is my output or my range?
32, 59, 65, 69, 96.
32, 59, 65, 69, and 96. So when it asks you to list domain and range, that's what you're doing. You list all the domains, you list all the ranges. So over here, identify domain and range. What is my domain?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes, list it all out. What's my range?
23, 36, 47, 61, 73.
Beautiful, okay? And my domain corresponds with my what?
Your input.
Your input, and then what value is that also?
Output.
Your x output, your x input, okay? And my range corresponds with what?
Output.
Output and what value?
Y.
Y, okay. Now, here's just a set of coordinates, yes?
Yeah.
Okay? What's the domain of these coordinates?
0, 2, 3, 5.
Beautiful, 0, 2, 3, 5, I just take the x values, okay? What's the range of these coordinates?
1, 4, 3, 7,
Oh
4.
boy.
Okay, 1, 4, 7, 4. So I don't have to repeat 4, but I did, just because I'm going to do that later and show you why. Okay, so then we can represent coordinates, or we can represent relations, okay, by a couple different ways. One's by graphing, one's by mapping. Graphing should be pretty simple. Caleb, here. You can erase what's on there. Here.
Pick.
Okay, graphing should be pretty simple. Caleb, can you graph -1, 1 for me? Oh,
That
is it
stuff
not
doesn't
coming out?
erase.
That's
No.
okay, we'll take care of it later. I'll get,
Wash rag.
yeah.
No, I know how to erase it.
Okay, can you graph -1, 1 for me?
Why? Wait, hold on. I forgot.
Negative is over there.
Negative
Good.
is to the left. I can do it.
Okay, what? -1
Right here, right?
and then 1. No. Yeah, so
Yeah.
just do that. Okay. And then I need you to graph 2, 0. Where's 2, 0?
2, 0?
Yep.
It's like,
Nope,
do that right here, right?
nope, 2 is in what spot?
X.
Oh,
X. So 2, 0. Nope,
I'm
that's
so lost.
Oh my gosh.
that second one, yep. Okay, where's 3, 1 go?
Go to
Good.
the right, 3,
Perfect. Where's 3, 2 go?
3 to the right, 2 up.
Good, and where's 4, 5 go?
4 to the right, 5 up.
Beautiful, okay? So hand me that marker, please. Okay, that is one way to represent this relation is by graphing. So when you're graphing tonight in your homework, you're literally doing that. Just put them in a coordinate plane and graph it, okay? Now, does anybody know what a mapping diagram is? A mapping diagram, have you ever heard that term?
I've never actually.
Okay,
Diagram.
so here's how a mapping diagram goes. We label one side, always the right, or left side, we label it input. We label the outside, the left side output, okay? Now, we're gonna list all the input numbers from least to greatest here, okay? So what's my least,
-1,
okay? What's next?
2,
2, and then what?
3,
Now, I don't list it twice, I only list it once, even though there's 2 of them,
and then 4.
and then 4. Now, my outputs, I'm going to list from least to greatest again. What's my least?
1 or 0.
Zero. And then this time on my outputs, okay, I'm going to list the same way I did inputs. If it repeats, you only list it once, okay? So then 1,
1,
2,
2, 5.
5. And here's what you have to do from there. You have to draw arrows. -1 goes to 1. 2 goes to
0.
3 goes with
1,
1. 3 goes with
2,
and 4 goes with.
5.
That is a mapping diagram.
That's really confusing.
I'm going
You
to
put the
die.
numbers and the parentheses together.
Yes.
It's really annoying.
So you list all the inputs first and don't repeat. Okay, you list all the outputs and don't repeat, and then you come back up here to your coordinates and you say -1 and 1 go together, draw an arrow to it. 2 and 0 go together, draw an arrow to it. It's a mapping diagram.
Okay.
Is that what they're asking you to do in the question?
Yep, that's what they asked. It said a mapping diagram. This is a mapping
And
diagram.
that's just to do the graph, you have to draw the graph on a piece of paper, right?
Yeah, if you have to graph, it's what you did over there on that board.
Gotcha.
A mapping diagram is like this. Okay? So, we are then going to tell whether the relation is a function or not. Okay, let's talk about this. What was a function again?
Each input was exactly one out.
Okay, so if I look at this mapping diagram, is this a function?
Yes.
No, there's no output.
Exactly.
Yes, there is. Look,
I know that.
-1 has exactly one output, yes?
Yeah.
2 has exactly,
0.
does 3 have exactly one output?
No.
No, so this is not a function.
I was right.
Because 3 has
Oh.
2 different outputs,
So if they're all different numbers, then they would be
sort of.
functions.
So here's where this gets confusing, Matthew. The inputs have to match exactly with one output. But if one of my inputs is 2 and one of my inputs is 3 and it matches to -1, both of those, that's okay.
What?
We'll look at it in just a second. I'll show you. Okay? Just work with me here. Okay, listen. Looking off of this. 232, 459, 565, 569, 796. Is that a function?
Yes.
Wait.
Right.
No.
Why not, Matthew?
Because there's 2
Why not?
5s in the input.
Because there's 2 5s in the input, which means they match 2 different numbers. So if I drew this out, right, it would be like this. My inputs would be 2, 4, 5, 7. My outputs would be
32, 59, 65, 69, 96.
right. And then look, 2 would go
32.
to
32.
32. 4 goes to
59.
5 goes
2
to
different ones.
and to,
69.
which makes it not a function because it has 2
Goes
outputs.
to 96.
And 7 goes to 96, so it's not a function. Okay,
So we say not a function.
so you would say not a function, okay? Now, look down here.
That's a function.
Okay, Bree, why do you say this is a function?
Because there's no repeating.
There's no repeating number in what spot?
Yeah.
The input.
The input, in the X spot, in the
But
X
if there
value.
was in the output, then there.
If there was in the output, it still would be a function. Like, let's pretend that this changes to 47, okay? And you have this, you have your inputs, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? and your outputs would be 23, 47, 47, 61, 73. 1 goes to 23, yes?
Yeah,
2 would go to 47,
3 would go to 47.
and 4 would go to 61. Now, does each input have exactly one output?
Yeah, they do.
Yes, so that would still be a function.
Oh.
So this can repeat, this cannot. My X column cannot repeat, my Y could. Okay? So this is a function. Okay, now there's one other way to tell a function, and that is by something called the vertical line test.
Oh, lovely.
This makes it so simple, okay?
That's difficult.
What is a vertical line? What's that look like? It goes straight up and down, yes? Okay, so look at all these dots. See how I have all these dots on here? They want to know if this is a function. Well, to tell if it's a function, you draw a vertical line, okay? If you control a vertical line anywhere on that graph and hit 2 dots at the same time, it's not a function. So look,
Okay, why?
if I draw a line through here, it only hits 1, yes?
Mm-hmm.
If I draw a vertical line through here, it only hits
1,
here,
1,
here,
1.
here. So is that a function?
No.
No. Yeah.
Yes, that's a function because it does not cross through 2 things at once.
So if it hits 2 of them,
This
then
thing
it's
is
not a
crossing
function.
something.
So, right, so here, look, if I draw a vertical line through here, it only hits 1, yes?
1,
Through here,
1,
through here,
1.
but through here,
No.
it hits 2, right?
Oh.
Because look, what is the X value here?
Oh.
3, and the Y value is?
1.
What's the X value here?
Negative 3.
No, it's 3
Oh,
and
3 and
negative 2.
Oh.
What did we find out over here? If the X's repeat,
No.
it's not a function. Are the X's repeating there? That's why when you draw a vertical line, if it goes through it more than once, if it goes through your graph more than once, it's not a function. Yes, Matthew?
So do we have to put all that out on our homework, or do we have to?
I thought
Did
it
we
was
just put like
really-
yes or not a function?
I thought like it was gonna be something else. Like
Yeah, you can just put yes or not a function. I was just drawing it to show you,
Okay.
okay? If you can do it by just looking at it, that's perfectly fine. If you need to draw it out, that's perfectly fine,
I thought
okay?
it was gonna be like
Okay.
this. Like you know how you went down on the first one?
Yes.
I thought it was gonna go like
No,
this.
that's horizontal.
Alright.
Are you gonna take our math?
Yes, I will in just a second.
Math?
Okay, any questions on this 8-1?
No.
Okay, we're gonna do some homework and you'll get
Oh.
lots of practice on it.
Do not